important. How to feel beautiful and sexy at any age, with any body. Yeah, any body that you have. I talk to so many women and meet so many women who, after they have children, they really have a really hard time with the way that their body has changed. And they say, I don't feel turned on by myself anymore. I used to be turned on by myself when I was younger, and now I don't turn myself on. And so I don't know how to be intimate and exciting with my partner. Or women who, when we go through menopause and our bodies change and we gain weight around the belly and the body just changes. And so, again, I have, I spend time with women who aren't willing to even look at themselves. You know, it's if I guide the practice, if we do it together, then that's great. If I try to have a woman do it on her own, a lot of times she'll cut it off even as I begin to tell her how to create a ritual to really get current with herself, her erotic self, her new body, and how to be turned on and excited by herself and feel worthy of pleasure even though her body has changed. And so it's one of the things I want to talk about is I feel like a lot of women are stuck in an adolescent mentality around sexuality and their erotic self, or even I want to say immature, adolescent or immature. It's kind of uh, like they're turned on by themselves. They were turned on by who they were or the bodies that they had because that was mirrored from the media or the world, essentially, that they were desirable and worthy of being objectified and worthy of being desired and worthy of receiving pleasure. And so that's now that the body has changed. Now um, they're not current with themselves and they're actually with their bodies. And I will talk to someone who's gained a good amount of weight but is a very voluptuous, beautiful woman, and in her head, she is hanging on to the body she had 20 years ago and feeling that because she doesn't have that body, then she's not worthy of pleasure. And so she'll actually end up, protecting herself from experiences that would bring her pleasure, protecting herself from getting into intimate relationship because she doesn't feel worthy of that. And this is why I want to talk about this, because it's such an important thing to heal that, to get current and have our current bodies uh, be met by us with love, compassion, and feel worthy of receiving pleasure so that that can translate to all these other areas of our lives, in addition to pleasure for pleasure's sake. I mean, here we are, we're in these human bodies for this experience. So I want to share a ritual practice with you. Maybe you can just save this video and come back and, do it. And it's going to require, I think, getting out of your comfort zone, especially if you feel that you need this practice, right? If there's been body changes, weight gain, weight loss, post baby bodies, oh my God. And if you have babies, kids, then for sure you're going to have to make some time in your calendar. Maybe ask the husband to take the kids out of the house and allow yourself to have the house. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need several candles. I would say 6 to 12 candles, some incense, some oils, and at least 3 dozen pink and red roses. I really want you to splurge on yourself, if not more. This is the minimum is 3 dozen roses, 4, 5, 6. Really inviting you to splurge on yourself. Uh, and some music and some alone time. Now, before you start, I want you to get a notebook and draw a sketch of what you think your body looks like. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can just outline the shape of what you think your body looks like and put that to the side. And then I want you to look for 3 to 5 images on the internet from grandmother Google um, of women throughout history or currently whose bodies resemble your current body and who were depicted as worthy of worship, worthy of adornment, worthy of pleasure, worthy of love, worthy of being showered upon love, affection, admiration. Whatever size and shape you are, I bet you can find an image that resembles your current body and is depicted in a positive light. So I want you to find 3 or 5 of these images and really allow yourself to be with them. Don't go forward until you do this because it's going to relate to a part of the exercise moving forward. And once you have those and you have your house to yourself, then I want you to draw yourself a bath. And if you don't have a bath, then make your way to a spa or a hot tub, or really let yourself um, be submerged in hot water, hot spring, better yet. You can definitely do this exercise in nature if you have some privacy in nature. That's probably my ideal way to do it, but not all of us can do that. So let's just go ahead and move it on over to the bedroom. So I want you to take some of those rose petals and run yourself a bath with fresh rose petals, candles, oils, and really have the intention, set the intention that you're essentially having a baptism, that you're having a renewal through this water. Really pray over the water and reclaim your power as woman. Reclaim that that power is not linked to society's deeming of whether you are worthy of power, pleasure, and your birthright to be here. And that is in no way connected to you being an 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old, that it is your birthright as a woman. And so really put that intention into the water as you're running the bath, as you're putting the rose petals in, the oils in, if you want to put salt in, the candles, the music, and you're going to get in the bath, but also have the bedroom ready so that you have a room that's private and quiet with music. You will also need a mirror that you can sit in front of, stand in front of, ideally one of those like portable full-length mirrors, you can get at Bed Bath & Beyond, I think for like $20 or something. And really just have candles lit in the room. And the rest of the roses, you can play with it. You can create a heart on the floor in a space that you'll sit in the middle of in front of the mirror. That's a really beautiful thing. You could create a circle with candles around. You could have the roses in vases around the room. So really create a luscious space. And also, I want you to have some sort of fabric. I have a lot of sari fabric, but maybe you have a beautiful kimono or a silk robe, something that can just drape your body so that you're essentially nude, but it's not too triggering if you have a place where you haven't fully embraced yourself. And I want you to just be in the bath and really receive the water, really be willing to be willing, right? The willingness is so key here to come out of the old stories of not enoughness, of not worthy, of not beautiful, of beauty has to look one way, of worthy of pleasure means I have to be this, of I have to be young in order to be this, or this age, or whatever. And so just really, really be willing while you're in the water to release all of the things that are not serving you into the water. And I want you to move out of the bath really, really slowly. Really, really slowly, as if this is a ritual, which it is, that's being witnessed by 20 priestesses. As if you're being witnessed, as if this is your initiation. And the way you would walk through this ceremony and ritual for yourself, if you're being witnessed and held as sacred, is much different than if you're rushing through it from a place of not worthy. Oh God, I don't know how loud that is. So moving really slowly out of the bath. I want you to take yourself, dry yourself, just pat dry and put on your silk robe or drape a sari fabric over yourself, just so that you're mostly covered, but kind of you can see your body through, and make your way over to the bedroom and place yourself in front of the mirror. So you may want to sit on a pillow or be surrounded on a pillow and surrounded with rose petals. Just use your creativity before you go in the bath. This is your ritual, and that is tied to your willingness to break through from no, I won't do this ritual I don't, because I know I don't deserve pleasure until my body changes, right? So really land yourself in front of the mirror. And this is where you begin to breathe in and bring forth those images of the feminine that resembled your current body. Bring those images into your awareness as you are being with yourself in the mirror. And hopefully the lights are dim, so it's just candlelight and roses. And you want to just begin with some oil or some lotion and begin with your feet, but really present with yourself and moving really slowly. So I would say all in all, you want to give at least an hour and a half to this, from preparation, well, not the buying of the flowers, but running the bath, creating the room, taking the bath, and going into the bedroom, excuse me. And oh my God, my throat is so itchy now. This thing came out of the window. Whew. I'm going to try and keep going. And I want you to start with your feet, really present with yourself with oil and lotions. And just really give to yourself from your own hands, give to your own body. Move up your legs, move to your arms, to your belly. Really be willing to embrace your belly with so much. Get a sip of water. It went away. Thank you, my love. With so much compassion. And so if you can be in love with your body, great. If you can't, then have compassion for your body as you're witnessing yourself, giving to yourself. Compassion for this body that has done so much for you and continues to do so much for you, maybe even giving you children, certainly carries you through your life. And it's not getting the love that it needs, and it's not getting the pleasure that it needs because you decided to plug into some other belief or story here. And so really lotion or oil your belly and your breasts and let the draping fall off, right? If it's a sari fabric, let it fall off and land around your waist. If it's a robe, let it fall around your waist. And just really, really be present with this beautiful woman body, no matter shape or size, that is, by virtue of being here, worthy of pleasure. Really. Get present to that. And I'm gonna have to get some water now. See what happened? Don't go anywhere. Oh my God, note to self. Don't do a Facebook Live without water. All right, so here's the deal. And you want to gauge this part, right? Because you may need to. Oh, I love these comments. Thanks, Carrie. So, here, once you've fully given to yourself, I want you to consider going into self-pleasuring. So really touching yourself and bringing yourself to orgasm if possible. But don't even think about that until you've gone through the whole ritual up to this point, and after your entire body is witnessed by yourself and oiled and massaged and presents, and the room is filled with flowers and candles, and you've had your baptism, all of that's already happened. Then take yourself onto the bed if you're not on the bed and go into self-pleasure. And really, no rush, no goal, just touching yourself for the sake of receiving your own touch. That's all. And even play with how much love is coming out of my hands. Can I put 10% more love coming out of my hands as I touch myself? Or 15% more love as I caress my breasts, right? How much love can you give and receive to yourself that is directly commensurate with what you allow yourself to receive in terms of intimacy, abundance, pleasure out in exchange with others in the world? And just really invite you to let go and relax into the pleasure, just knowing I'm worthy. There's nowhere to get to. I'm worthy of my body. I'm worthy of my pleasure. And that's it. And you stop when you're done. And I just invite you, when you're done, to walk back to the mirror and really honor the woman you are today. Because the life you have walked, the path you have walked, the life you have lived, it's all sacred. And there are so many jewels and gifts that are still wanting to come forth from you, but it can't be done if you don't allow yourself to receive from yourself. And the first step of this is allowing yourself to listen to this. The second step is carving out the time on your calendar, clearing your house of husbands and children if that's appropriate, and then buying as many roses as you are willing. A minimum of 3 dozen, but I think actually that's still too little. Maybe minimum of 4 or 5. Um, really get extravagant, get luscious, and allow yourself to be present with yourself. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you do it. And if you do it, save this video, do it, and come back. Let me know how it was for you. I really want to know.